appreciate the man that he was and all that he did. And I'm like, that kind of interests me too. Which one are you more interested in seeing? 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Because I'm not sure which one I'm more interested in seeing. I have high expectations for a Tom Hanks role. Because it seems like every role he does, he nails and he gets nominated for Academy Awards, and you have to go watch it because Tom Hanks is one of the great actors of all time.
Yeah.
Then you've got Tom Cruise, king of the action movie, done all these great acting. The Mission Impossible movies they're ridiculous, but they're entertaining and it's awesome. The two Jack Reacher movies he did, I love the Jack Reacher movies. I thought those were awesome. Sure, I'd like to see that, but this isn't, it's not a Jack Reacher movie. It's Top Gun done 30-some years later. I'm leaning towards the Mr. Rogers movie over the Top Gun movie, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
So, and as I'm looking at, I did not know about the Mr. Rogers movie. It's more of a story about Fred Rogers and his life.
Yeah.
I'd be fascinated by that. And I think that would be very interesting. I'm not so much into the Top Gun 2 just because, for me, Tom Cruise, I just don't want to see him on, after the whole Scientology thing and the jumping up and down on the Oprah show, there's nothing about Tom Cruise I want to see anymore. I just don't, it kind of ruined it for me. And not only that, but I saw him on the sidelines because Dan Snyder had bought the production company, and then we would see Tom Cruise and his wife, who was 6 inches taller than him.
Nicole Kidman.
No, it was
Katie Holmes.
Yes. She was very nice. I thought she was great, but Tom Cruise, not so much, especially since he's such a tiny man. It really is. And so after having
hate Tom Cruise so
no, I don't hate him. I just, after having seen him in person and I see how tiny he is as an action hero, I'm just like, don't really think he could do that.
Understand. I feel the same way about Michael Chiklis, who was on whatever the TV show was, the Commish.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
The Shield. The Shield. But I never bought into him being some tough guy. I'm like, come on, man. You're this big. You're not. It's not. No, go away.
Yeah. So
but you're saying Tom Cruise.
Goose can't be there because
Goose is dead.
Yeah.
May rest in peace.
So no, I don't. Top Gun 2 doesn't
do it for you. So you're more interested in the Fred Rogers game.
Yes.
Just thought I'd throw it out there. You can take a text at 97136. Which one you'd be more apt to see? The new Top Gun movie or the Fred Rogers movie? Take your pick. 248-539-9797, the telephone number as well. Let's go back to the phones. John's in Plymouth. John, welcome to 97.1 The Ticket. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing today, guys?
All right, John.
First off, real quick off the top, Michael Chiklis was both the Commish and Vic Mackey on the Shield. He did both roles. He had a both.
Good.
And to touch on the previews real fast, there's another one, sort of a reboot in the works that I saw the preview for recently. I think I'm more into than either one of those. I'm letting my geek flag fly. Give me Star Trek Picard. That actually looks surprisingly decent for a reboot. But the reason I called in is
John, I got John the caller, and I'm going to say John Jansen. I'm going to call you on. John Jansen gave the biggest eye roll when it came to you talking about the Picard movie.
And you know what? Each their own. If it's what makes you happy, it's the right thing to be on your TV or your tablet.
Yeah, I agree.
But moving along to the Pac-12, that's what got me to call in here, because it just seems like this is the latest example of sports, every league and every sport pretty much across this country, just reaching out and extending the middle finger to their fans. It goes on to everything. How many times have we seen a team, a pro team, has a good year, flyer comes out to our fans, due to our recent success, we have to have a modest 6% ticket price increase. And then they go through 2 or 3 years of bad seasons, they never go through a 6 or 7% decrease to take those seats back down. Look at you lines. The thing, you get to, when I was a kid growing up, you went and saw games at places like Tiger Stadium and Joe Louis Arena and the Pontiac Silverdome. Now it's Little Caesars Arena and Comerica Park, and, so they got to squeeze every dollar out of even the venue we go to watch the teams. And as far as the Pac-12, do you really think they care if there's 12 people in the bleachers? They don't. Look at U of M scheduling their non-conference schedule every year. People laugh. It's one of the most non-existent home field advantages in college football. All they care about is they're racking up wins, they're keeping themselves on TV, and in the Pac-12, earlier stars, more eyeballs, more dollars. That's all they care about. And it's kind of sad, because they keep looking at the fans going, why don't you support us? But then every move that any sport across this country seems to make, oh, well, our players have to get $35 million a year to play sports, so now we need to pay $100 per ticket.
Thanks for the call, John. There is a critical balance when it comes to college football, though, when it's, okay, we're trying to get more exposure by getting on TV, because TV gets you more exposure to people in the stands, and yet you want to make sure that people come to the stands, right, and watch the game in person. And
attendance is down all across college football, college sports in general.
And there are a bunch of reasons why attendance, there are a bunch of factors that go into why attendance is down for the events as you go to them live. And TV is the number one reason. I would have to think.
Yeah, 100%. And not only TV, but just the accessibility you have if you're not at home. Right now you can do something else on Saturday, but you can keep it on your phone and watch the game live on your phone whenever you want, wherever you want.
Yeah.
You know, or your computer, your tablet, or whatever it is. So the accessibility of the games, and that's why I think they want to move, why they floated this idea of a 9 o'clock start, is so that when everybody else is at their games on the East Coast and the Midwest, they can still get some eyeballs on mobile devices. Or if you're not at the games and you're flipping around, you're watching the Michigan game at noon against Army, well, you know, this is what it is, and let's see what's going on in the Pac-12. It's a matter of eyeballs and clicks. That raises the price for these universities and for the marketing firms that are trying to market these teams.
248-539-9797 is the telephone number. You can take it, text us as well at 97136. More to come here on Carson Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket.
Scott LaRich from LaRich Chevrolet with great 4th of July deals all month long. GM employees and family members can lease a Trax LS for $89 a month, a Silverado LD $129 a month, or an Equinox LT for $139 a month. Have you seen the all-new Blazer? We have leases starting at $229 a month. Leases are for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year, plus taxes, license, dock, acquisition, and destination fees. $999 down with a qualifying lease in the household. Offers end July 31st. Must take delivery from dealer inventory. Trax for $89, Silverado LD for $129, Equinox for $139, and the all-new Blazer starting at $229 a month. Plus, we always have a great selection of GM certified pre-owned vehicles. Check us out on the web at switchtolarich.com and join us for our Chevrolet All-Star Open House July 25th. LaRich Chevrolet, located at the corner of Plymouth and Henry Roads in Plymouth. For details, call toll-free 877-55-CHEVY. Save money when you make the switch to LaRich Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Hey, Paul.
Sprinter.
Did you know you can switch to Sprint and get both our unlimited plan and the brilliant iPhone XR included?
Go on.
For just $35 per month per line for 5 lines of unlimited.
Go on.
And iPhone XR has a longer lasting battery life.
Go on.
Well, that's it. It's that simple.
It sure is. Plus, Sprint is offering a new 100% total satisfaction guarantee. Try it for 30 days, love it, or get your money back. An unlimited plan and the brilliant iPhone XR for just $35 per month. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com, or call 800-SPRINT1 today.
iPhone XR 64 GB, $50 more than your $16.25 a month credit for 18 months. Credit applied only 2 days or cancel limited amounts. 2 monthly pricing and $930, $20, $30 per month for all paid data deprioritization during congestion. 30-day guarantee, select exclusions apply. Coverage and offer not available. Voice for launch terms and conditions. $30 activations and restrictions apply.
Bacon Fest is on at Wendy's. Get the party brought to you through DoorDash with the new Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger right now with Wendy's Bacon Fest.
Delivery available in select markets at participating malls. Prices may be higher than the restaurant. Delivery fee may apply. See DoorDash.com for details.
New day, new time, same show. I'm Jeff Lesson. Lesson on Golf now Sundays at 8 a.m. Our 23rd year of bringing you the best deals in golf at lessonongolf.com. Tune in this and every Sunday, 8 a.m. 97.1 The Ticket.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Pecura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to nbthealth.com.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen
Insurance. And that was a pretty cool thing, a corporate outing, if you will, that the company taking care of the employees, giving them something cool. So we asked people what was the cool thing, kind of party that your company did or outing that your company did. From John in Plymouth, work party, Art Van private event opening of flagship store in Chicago. Mr. Van brought in Jennifer Hudson to perform. That was pretty darn cool. That is cool. Each Rock Financial team member got a $15 voucher for whichever concession stand that they chose. That's awesome. This is Quicken Loans set up a private concert with the whole company for one night in Cleveland to see a private concert with the Black Eyed Peas and Kid Rock at the Q Arena. Only our company was there. That's way cool. Ed in Detroit. 1 year held annual meetings in Orlando with a golf weekend at Innsbruck the weekend before, Mark in Dryden. Contemporary golfing is pretty cool. John Jansen.
Yes.
Do you think Patricia putting Snacks and Slay on the injured list is a punishment for them wanting to hold out?
No. I think you that's one that you can take at face value, where he didn't see them in off-season workouts, and he wants to make sure that they're in shape so that they don't get hurt in the first couple of days of practice. I'm sure both of those guys are pros. You don't get to be where they're at in their career without being pros and take care of your body, making sure you come in shape. This will be a short stint on the puck.
Yeah, just a lot of running, probably the next couple of days for these guys. Might be a lot. United Shore and Pontiac had Nelly, Flo Rida, and Ludacris at the Christmas party. Mike and you have it. Flo Rida.
My kids hate that's what, because my kids, they love listening to Flo Rida music, and every time he comes out, I'm like, oh, it's Florida again. Just goes over and like, right, sure, it's not that.
Don't talk like that, but what, no Pitbull? That'd be my response. John, I was at the Rock Family of Companies Day at the game yesterday, and we did get a $50 voucher for food and drink with our tickets, Brian to Madison Heights. And that's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to just see that. All right, Jeff Rager is out at Lions practice today and monitoring what's going on there. He had this from Darius Slay. So Darius Slay was asked how the contract situation will affect his play this year. And we have the audio of it, and here's what Darius Slay had to say in relation to that question about how the contract situation is going to affect his play this year.
It ain't paying nothing. I'm going out of the dominator. So I come out, I play for the name on the back of my jersey and this organization and my teammates. So they ain't gonna never stop me from what I'm gonna do on the field.
I'd like to hear that. Yeah, he's gonna go out there and dominate, go out there and play his ass off. And I think a lot of fans will wonder, what kind of attitude are the guys going to have that look like they could have held out because they missed minicamp. I never thought they were going to miss training camp. If they were going to sit out in training camp, then I was going to have a real issue with it because with 2 years left in the contract, it doesn't seem right.
Agree. And you know what? One of the other things that both of those guys could say is, and anybody could say in the NFL, that you're always playing for your next contract. You're playing for your current contract. This is right now, and yes, Darius Slay and Snacks Harrison will both be on the team this year, so they're not necessarily playing for a roster spot, but you're playing to prove that you're worth what they're paying you, but you're also working to prove that you're worth more than what they're paying you. So when it does come up, you have that leverage, you have the numbers, you have the performance to go along with it. 248-539-9797 is a telephone number. We asked people earlier, what's the player that you're really kind of in tune to in training camp that you want to hear about, with whether to see them in person, if you're going to go to these practices, 8 of them are open to the public, or that you just want the media to kind of focus on. You want to hear good things about this player, you want to hear progress about this player, period. For me, it was Jelani Tavai, a linebacker. I want to hear that he's fitting in perfectly at middle linebacker, and that as a byproduct of that Jared Davis is better suited to where he is on the field. Because I think that means that they got it right with what they decided to do. Because if it doesn't work out, that means they got it wrong not only with Tavai, but they got it wrong at Jared Davis. And for me, it's about Frank Ragnow. Very much the same situation that we're talking about on defense with Talai and Jared Davis. I think that Frank Ragnow is and will be a great center. and he's very comfortable and natural at that position. I think it's his best position. You move him into center, you move Glasgow out to guard. Now all of a sudden, I think if you can develop 5 guys up front, and the one guard position is still up for grabs, but it will help having a guy that's comfortable at that position, comfortable making the calls, will help in the run game. It'll help in pass protection. It'll help Matt Stafford be comfortable in the pocket.
248-539-9797 is the telephone number. I'm talking about a bunch of different things today, and I'm sorry, dude, you said you did? Okay, so here's Darius Slay talking also about what really his goals are in training camp.
What are my goals this year? Be a better leader, be more vocal with the guys, just being helping these guys be better than I am. So, that's my goal. Just try to get these guys T's, Agnew, all the young corners that just came in. I just want them to be, a lot better than what I did. So that's my goal, just making sure they succeed, be better than I was.
I mean, to me, that's a leader. And I'm glad to hear that, because I don't know if I expected that from Darius Slay. Darius Slay is an outstanding corner in the league, but I don't know if I was expecting him to step up into a leadership role, and that to me is somebody who definitely wants to do it, and he's actively pursuing it.
And I think when you hear players talk, they will echo what they hear from their coaches. Their coaches want to find out who are those leaders going to be on defense, who's the leaders going to be on offense. And yes, you have to have Matt Stafford. You've got to have somebody on defense. If it's Darius Slay, then great. But you've also got to have somebody up front. Is it going to be Ragnar? Is it Glasgow? Who is going to fill those leadership roles?
The NFL has come out and said one of the things they'd like to do for this upcoming season in trying to help the players is that they're going to enforce the lowering the helmet rule. I feel like this is one of the great inconsistencies of football in the last couple of years. Ever since they put the rule in there that you can't lower your helmet to make a hit, it's just kind of inconsistent at best of how that rule is called from an offensive player standpoint and a defensive player standpoint. I think we really notice it when a defensive player puts his head down and makes a hit, and when there's no flag, you're like, well, I don't know what's a flag anymore. But I've always maintained that it's the offensive player that does it too that never gets called for it.
Yeah, running back.
When a running back puts his head down, or a wide receiver when he turns into a ball carrier puts their head down and tries to get that extra yard and you put it in the middle of somebody's chest, that's what they're taught to do, and now they're saying you can't put your head down. And they never got called for it. It's only the defense that gets called for it.
I think the college NCAA has tweaked the rule in terms of targeting, and I think the NFL will eventually get it right, but right now it is so inconsistently called and inconsistently enforced that until they know what they're calling, until they know what to look for, until they, and maybe it's they have somebody else, an official in a box watching it that rings down and says that was the running back putting his helmet down. That should be called, because a lot of times you can't see it at game speed, or an official is not in position to see it. And yes, they want to be in position to see everything, but it's physically impossible.
Yeah, and if they're going to buzz down the field and make sure a player's got to come out of the game because they think he might be concussed, well, then
same
I guess why not?
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be one of these things that's really hard to enforce. They say they're going to enforce it more, but is this simply going to be something that they enforce in training camp because they have referees at practices? They'll enforce during the preseason games, but when the regular season comes, maybe it'll last for a game or two, and then it just
right back to
business as usual.
Yeah. I think it will be. It has to be, because it's just, if you take all of the contact out of the game, and yes, I've said this many times, I am all for player safety. I don't want to see anybody with a concussion. Even less likely, I want to see somebody with a broken neck. But this is a contact sport. It's going to happen. This is the way these guys have learned to play football from the age of 6 or 7 years old.
I think any change we're going to see is going to take at least a decade to see that, because I think the game's being taught a different way at the younger ages now, and for the benefit of the players. moving forward. And it's going to take a while before it becomes second nature of how the new techniques and tackling are taking place.
Well, and it's just natural too for a running back. When you're going to make contact, you want to get lower. You want to, you're going to drop your head. It's a natural instinct.
It's got to drive the players nuts. It's gonna drive them nuts, right?
Yeah. Anytime you hear a point of emphasis, whatever rule they are emphasizing that preseason or the first couple weeks of the year will drive you bonkers.
Was there one in particular with you that you were like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. There was one time their point of emphasis was, I think it was holding. They want to eliminate, because players would jerk guys down and pull hamstrings. Again, all of the rules are there for one, to make the game fair, but it's also a lot of them are there for the safety of the players, the health of the players. The whole league is only going to be as good as the health of the players. But when you have a point of emphasis, especially on that one, it would drive you crazy because, again, it is all a matter of perspective from the official who's calling it. And it's all a matter of perspective is what is now legal, what's now illegal, what are you calling? And there's the human element, there's not going to be a lot of consistency in it.
Something happened in the NFL yesterday, and I'm not sure if it was awesome or just cornballish. I think you can side one way or the other on this one. We'll get your thoughts on it next year on 97.1 The Ticket. Hey, it's Gator here with another Superior Gator deal for my friends at Superior Buick GMC in Dearborn. Now, what makes a Gator deal a superior lease? I'll tell you, it's more than just having the best deal in Detroit. It's also having the largest selection. And, of course, that unduplicated superior attention to detail. Like right now, Superior Buick GMC in Dearborn has a Gator deal on the next brand new 2019 Buick Encore Preferred. These Encores are a little different than some of the other Encores that you may see around town because these come with a factory installed remote start. Now, the last thing you want is to spend more money and still not get that factory installed remote start, right? So remember, it's those little things that make Superior, well, superior. And right now, you can lease your brand new 2019 Buick Encore Preferred for only $179 a month and just $14.95 total due at signing. Now that's a superior lease. For all the details on how you can drive away today in that brand new 2019 Buick Encore Preferred for only $179 a month, visit Superior Buick GMC. They're on Michigan Avenue. It's just east of Greenfield in Dearborn, or shop online. They deliver at superioronline.com.
CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Farmers Insurance. Stay ahead of the game. Find an agent at farmers.com. Believe it or not, the golf season didn't end on Sunday in Ireland, although Shane Lowry's victory would have been a fitting climax. Instead, the PGA Tour is in steamy Memphis today for an event that for years was played at historic Firestone Country Club in Akron. Now, though, the lucrative World Golf Championship event has moved for one reason. FedEx, which pretty much owns the town where it's headquartered, to be a WGC event. In 2 weeks, the tour's playoffs, also sponsored by you-know-who, will begin. Millions more will be paid to golf's multimillionaires. They're all fine events, but the tour's latest promo, in which it insists history will be made, is ludicrous. Lots of money will be made. The history making for 2019 ended this past Sunday. I'm John Feinstein.
At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield collision has a unique sound. Beetle. Bird poop. Drone. Seen it? Covered it. Talk to Farmers.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
You do it right by staying on top of knowing when it's time to stain your deck and your fence. Lowe's is here to help you do it right with the supplies you need and the know-how to get it done. Plus, we even help you save because now when you buy 1 gallon of select Valspar exterior stain and sealant, you'll get a second one 50% off via mail-in rebate. Whatever you need to make your outdoors even greater, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 7/31. Exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
At Farmers Insurance, we know a roof can withstand a lot. One exception being an airborne car. Seen it, covered it. Talk to farmers.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
At Principal, we get it. You have big plans for your money, but sometimes life has something else in mind. There are twists and turns you never see coming. Twists like job transfers, and turns like new family members. Life doesn't always go according to plan. We can help you plan for that. Principal. Investments, retirement, insurance.
Principal National Life and Principal Life Insurance Companies, Principal Global Investors, Principal Securities, Inc. Member SIPC, member companies of Principal, Des Moines, Iowa.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Your season ticket to Detroit sports. Cespedes had some sweet exotic cars down at spring training. But nobody's driven what Jalen Ramsey showed up to at camp with Jacksonville. My man came to camp, first of all, with a hype man. This armored truck pulls up. A hype man comes out of the vehicle with a bullhorn and starts extolling the virtues of the great Jalen Ramsey. And how he's going to have everybody in the NFL on lockdown. They should call him the warden or something like that, because everybody's going to be in prison on lockdown. And